Today, the World Bank announced that the Transport, Connectivity and Asset Management project was signed today by Ida Swarai Ridaf, the World Bank Country Director for Sri Lanka and the Maldives, and RHS Samaratunga, who is the Secretary to the Treasury at the Ministry of Finance.
According to the World Bank, the new project will help strengthen the RDA by focusing on the institutional and system changes that can transform the authority from a provider of infrastructure to a service provider. The release says Sri Lanka is joining other countries in moving from a traditional approach to road infrastructure and maintenance, which pays the contractor based on progress, to a new approach based on contractor performance. This approach will create incentives for better quality and timely interventions, which will provide the public with better maintained roads at a lower cost to the government. The project is financed through a $125 million loan from the World Bank. The loan for this project is provided by the International Development Association, or IDA, the World Bank's grant and low-interest arm, with a maturity of 25 years that includes a grace period of 5 years. The project also supports a program financed by the Asian Development Bank. The RDA is the lead implementing agency.
A staff team from the International Monetary Fund has concluded a visit to assess the progress of the economic reform program. Discussions are expected to continue in October in the United States during the annual meetings of the IMF and the World Bank.
The path for Sri Lanka to obtain the third tranche under the extended fund facility appears to be positive.
So right now we are doing the third review. Once the review is completed, which is done by the executive board of the IMF approving the recommendation. So if we recommend to the executive board that the performance has been satisfactory, therefore we would propose a third review to be completed favorably. And if the executive board accepts that recommendation and deems the third review complete, then we are all ready to go with the release of a third tranche.
According to the IMF staff team, the passage of the landmark Inland Revenue Act is a major achievement that will support the Sri Lankan government's ambitious social and development program.
The new Inland Revenue Act should provide a very solid foundation for continuing improvement in government finances, as well as providing a new systematic and transparent tax regime, which we all expected to have far-reaching benefits in terms of promoting private sector activity and providing foundation for generating higher government revenues, which in turn will be able to provide more resources for government's very ambitious social and development programs. After good achievement, there of course always remains more things to be done.
The IMF staff team says growth is projected to remain below 4.5% for 2017 and to rebound next year as agricultural production normalizes and infrastructure projects pick up. The central bank is requested to remain vigilant in monitoring inflation pressures.
If such need arises to tighten further, then tighten. That has been our suggestion, and I think that it is reasonably consistent with the current stance of central bank's monetary policy as well, as we understand.